Hey there, Loco sports fans. Happy Snowpocalypse 2026. It's becoming an
Part two.
annual occasion now. Yeah. Yeah, it's an annual affair now that we get the Snowpocalypse, but we're in the throes of it. Not so bad, though, got to say. It's about as good as the snow can be.
Yeah,
It's covering the grass, but not the roads.
right.
That's
That's
Love it.
kind
that's
of ideal.
exactly what you want if you're expecting snow. You don't want it
Yeah,
to fill the
perfect.
roads like it did the last time, but enough so it has that wintry feel. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
but it means we're kind of
Does
without
mean some
anything to do
postponements.
for the
Yeah.
next couple of days. USCB had pushed back their basketball games to Sunday. Now those are pushed back to Monday. The wrestling across the whole state
Good boy.
was delayed
Tell you what, it's
indefinitely
going to be
until.
a mad scramble these next 2 weeks or so to get everything in with the home stretch of these winter sports. I mean, it's
Right.
going to be a February frenzy in every sense these next few
Yeah.
weeks.
No doubt about it. But
And
anyway, this is the Loco Sports Lowdown, the annual now Snowpocalypse
yes,
edition. I'm Justin Jarrett,
Yep.
joined by Wes Kerr, Max Araj, and Marcus Walsh from WHHI TV. And again, nothing going on today or tomorrow while we enjoy the snow on the ground. But we will have we do have a lot to talk about
got a
from
lot to
last
talk
night.
about from
A
last
lot
night,
of
including some
Yeah,
thrilling
no
basketball
kidding.
action last
basketball
night. You
games.
guys saw.
Wow.
Yeah, some epic
The legend of
basketball
Harry
games.
Springer
I
grows.
saw a great one at Battery Creek. You guys saw a great one in the Nest. So we'll check out a little video from that and just shoot the breeze. What's happening, boys? How'd you enjoy your snow day today?
Well,
Working.
it was
Prepping for May River Hilton Head.
yeah. Um, I mean, I was out there for a bit before it got dark, and you know, a nice little stroll in the snow that was there. But yeah, I mean, just a busy morning. Just a lot just stuff to take care of, normal errand stuff, gym stuff. But yeah, I'm doing well, and it's good to be on. I'm still just right, like just still amazed about the game that I saw last night at the Nest. What just an insanely I mean, both games were great. Hilton almost came back
Yes.
in this game, and the guys' team was fantastic. It looked like Seahawks were going to run away with it. Then Bluffton stormed back a couple of big time three-pointers we'll talk about later on. But this rivalry always seems to deliver, whether it's football or basketball. And we all talk about Bluffton May River. Hilton Head Bluffton still it's still a rivalry, and especially with the turnout. The students packed the Nest, both Bluffton and Hilton Head. Tremendous fan sections and just a fantastic night of basketball. Both teams certainly impressed, but Bluffton they have all but solidified their region championship. It is not mathematical at this. I mean, not mathematically clinched, but all they need to do is win against Colleton on Tuesday, and they're the region champs.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
good
indeed.
possibility too. I saw that Calden County lost to Beaufort on Friday as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of think that Bluffton has this one in the bag pretty much.
I mean,
It's
anything can
certainly looking
happen,
that
of
way.
course, but they would be heavy favorites if you were doing that sort of thing.
Heavy might be an
And
understatement.
yeah, and now they've for all
It's
intents
pretty
and
much a
purposes
foregone
locked it up. Yeah.
probability at this point that it'll happen.
Yeah, and none of us saw that coming. I mean, we all thought that right up until region play started, I think we all thought that this was going to be a
Both those are
pretty
close. Yeah.
evenly matched region, but Bluffton has really started to distance itself and may run the table at this point.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Very well
But
could.
Yep.
within the realm of
Yeah,
possibility.
I mean, they swept Hilton Head. They still have we still have one more Bishop England May River, I
Yeah,
believe. Okay,
yeah,
but yeah, it's regardless. Even all they have to do is beat Colleton County, and they win the region. So, but you never know. You never know. Of course, May River has to do their part because they're the only team that can catch Hilton or catch Bluffton now. So, yeah,
right. Yeah, and they do have to go to Bishop England and to May River. So, those would be tough tests, certainly.
Yeah, tough
But they're
places to
in
play.
position.
Yeah.
One win in their last three clinches it, right? Or one May River
one win in the
loss.
last three or one May River loss, and then even if then they'll go to a tiebreaker, but not sure what the tiebreaker would be. So,
Probably point differential in the 2 head-to-head games. I
Right.
would think.
So it's
Would be the first
technically possible, but it will take a lot. It will take a lot for
Yeah.
May River to.
A lot has to happen for that to come to fruition.
Yeah.
But the show tonight brought to you by our all-star sponsors, as always, Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm with us since the beginning, our founding sponsor, still supporting us to this day, and they can help you with all your legal needs downtown Bluffton. Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and WHHI TV, our partner in local sports coverage. You can catch Marcus Walsh, Kevin Libby, Daniel Court, Jessa Jeremiah, the whole WHHI sports team.
Bunch of us.
All week, all throughout the week, every night, midnight, you can check out the basketball game replays, and you guys have May River Hilton Head on Tuesday.
We've got May River Hilton Head on Tuesday.
And that's
one
a
note,
huge game, which could determine second place in that region.
indeed. One very important note for those of you that haven't seen us yet. Daniel Court does football with me.
Right.
He and his lovely bride Debbie are very critical with what goes on, in the real estate business and whatnot with Court Lifestyle Pros. So they're on a bunch. And you got the Libs who calls basketball with me. So it's awesome to
And he's done
be
some
around those
USCB
two guys
as
for
well.
a bunch.
Libs.
And
of
I
course, Larry
did text
Jackson.
him, of course, and I did text Kevin about the schedule changes in case. I don't know if he was scheduled to work with you this weekend, but obviously he'll be doing his normal thing. I would think this week on Monday.
Yeah, well, and I
So.
think all of us are kind of touch and go on Monday for right now because there's a lot to be rescheduled.
Yeah.
I've got to
And who
go
knows?
coach wrestling at some point whenever they reschedule that.
Yeah, that's a
So,
great
still
plan.
a lot up in the air. Still a lot up in the air.
Yeah,
And as Wes
we
noted,
got
it's going to be a
three
crazy
USC
scramble.
basketball games scheduled for this week: Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
Right.
And baseball is scheduled to be on Tuesday and the weekend. So
That's
it's going to be
wild.
a busy week of Sand Shark athletics if the weather can hold and we can get everything in.
Crazy times.
We also have softball that
and
happened, I believe, yesterday that we'll get to later. in the
Yeah,
show, but
1-1 lost one,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they beat Converse and God,
Lost
who
a
did they
one-run
lose
game
to? I
to
can't remember.
King. It was King.
Yes. Thank you.
Tornadoes.
Chloe Turner had a
But,
great game in that first one against Converse. She had like 4 hits, 3 RBIs or something like that. So
Nice.
they're starting off on the right foot.
Yeah, great. Yeski's teams have done that the last couple of years, and that's important to get them off onto a hot start. They when they can hit, they are lethal to play with when they get their offense running like that. So I'm excited to see them.
Caitlin Boyette had 2 really good games.
She's
on
been excellent.
yesterday. Yeah.
In our Loco native Rose, I believe.
Alyssa.
It's also
On the
that
pitching
squad.
side, Cassie Brundage had a complete game in that first one against Converse. Pitched really well. So good signs.
they lose Sierra Kinlaw from last year, but I believe they still have Mass Murphy from last season, if I remember correctly. And then Brundage she's been coming on. She had a couple of good outings last year, so it's one to watch in terms of USC's pitching. But it's just good they're able to get some games in with all the weather that's been surrounding the Southeast. That's a win, just no matter how you do it. It's a win to get some games in this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you get to play, that's at this time of year, that's a win. And they had to go somewhere else to do it, right? Where'd they play at? Up in Tennessee? Or
it's like a
where were
round robin or a tournament, or is it just a
yeah?
true away
I don't
game?
know where they were at. Not here, right?
No, they were not here.
Yeah.
They were not here. Baseball, of course, was canceled. That series, they're still scheduled to play Edward Waters on Tuesday, which would be their opener. It was the Valkyrie Classic in Tigerville, South Carolina.
All right, so that's that would be Converse, right? Converse is the Valkyries.
Yes, that would be Converse. Yep.
Yeah, so Converse was the host of that thing. So wow, I'm surprised they got those in because I think it was supposed to snow up there sooner than that was the whole reason they postpone the rest of them?
I think they
'Cause
started early too,
the
compared to
upstate
what it
was
was
supposed
supposed
to
to be.
Yeah.
They had moved those games up, so
that would check out.
they must have gotten them just in before it started,
Yep.
being an issue. So
Cool.
yeah, good
Well, I
stuff.
got some highlights on the way. I'll have Battery Creek highlights and
What a
Bluffton
game.
Hilton Head highlights here in a little bit. But yeah, let's check out some of the scores from last night, because we didn't do a show last night. We were all getting in late from our games. But on the girls' side, Bluffton 44-41 over Hilton Head. That game was getting to be
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was Bluffton was in
widespread, and
control,
then
and then
Hilton Head got back in it.
Yeah, Seahawks got back in it, but it's just been kind of the same story for them. They've come behind for a couple of these big time region games. They clawed, but it's just a bit too late for them. They just have not been able to play a complete 32 minutes for a while, and that's something that they're going to need to put together as we head down the stretch there. But still giving themselves an opportunity late. It's just you need to have just a bit more of a complete effort if you're Coach R's team. But they're starting to click a little bit at times. They just need a little bit more. And that was a big win for Bluffton in terms of the bottom of that region race to try to maybe secure a large berth in the playoffs. So that's an important win for the Bobcats. They're rebuilding. It's been a tough year overall for the Seahawks.
Yep.
They're trying to kind of find an identity of who they are right now, and they just don't have that star piece like they had when Linda Young was there a couple of years ago.
They don't. You're right, Wes. But I was going over some notes and kind of creating my own to get ready for the games that I have on Tuesday. I'll tell you what they do have, though, and I've seen this a lot with Hilton Head the last few weeks and catching them all over the place with tournaments and whatnot. Olivia Brockway is outstanding, doing
tremendous.
just about everything. And then when you look at Ellis Freeman, she has just a sharpshooter's mentality. She knocked down some huge three-pointers in that game to get them back in it. Those are definitely two girls that I look to watch, and it's going to be really interesting to see what they do down the stretch.
But they were behind double digits, like into the good part of that second half, and then they're able to knock down some shots late. You mentioned Ellis Freeman, and then Brockway was just a beast inside.
She was everywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in the fourth quarter to try to will them back. Just a little too late there. They weren't able to get that last shot. I don't even think that shot was a three that they put up as the buzzer sounded. But you just wish they played. You wish you would have seen it from the beginning for them, because they have something going with a couple of their players.
Yeah.
Goes back to the Holiday Classic when I saw them play quite a bit that weekend just before Christmas in December. They haven't yet played a full 32 that I've seen. We'll see if that changes come Tuesday night. It's senior night too, so it's a big night for them and the guys as well.
Rivers playing some good basketball right now.
Yeah, they are.
It'll be a tough game.
They're turning the corner.
Oh no, my phone's about to die, friends. I'm gonna have to go charge that because I can't get to my. Otherwise, I can't get to my highlights that I'm trying to send over here. But yeah. So back to the scores. Beaufort girls blasted Colleton County 85-50. They're running away with that region. Although I think they're still not ranked in the top 10 in the state.
No, they're not.
That's nuts.
It's interesting.
Well, I mean, it just kind of puts it in perspective.
How good 4A girls can be.
And how much of a tallest midget contest it is right now in our region.
The big game coming up. I mean, they're Bishop England 6-1, I believe, and they still have to play them again on this week on the 3rd, which would be Tuesday. If that game is played, that will be the game to watch of that night. I mean, that
we should be good by Tuesday, surely.
I would think. Yeah, like I said, the snow is not even going to the road.
But I don't know what it looks like in the rest of the state. It could be different. Bishop England blasted May River, by the way. What's that? Charleston's what now?
No, the Charleston's not close from here. Things can be different in Charleston. I don't know what's going
Right,
on over there.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 hours north is a different
Yep.
story sometimes. But Bishop England blasted May River by 25, so they seem to be cooking right now. OW killed Battery Creek Girls. Whale Branch beat Edisto by 10. Barnwell beat Bridges Prep by 6, and JP2 with a 13-point win over Wilson Hall. That's a nice win for them.
Very
Over
good.
on the boys' side, I know you guys saw Bluffton and Hilton Head 65-62. Harry calls game with the 3-pointer after Hilton Head had tied it up. We'll talk about that in just a minute in more detail. But Beaufort 67-58 over Colleton County. That's a good win for Beaufort. May River beat Bishop England 59-58. Huge win for the Sharks. So that keeps them within, theoretical striking distance of Bluffton. Battery Creek came back in the second half, won 44-41 over OW. I'll have some highlights for you when I get those over here. Edisto beat Whale Branch handily. Bridges Prep blew out Barnwell. Denmark Olar beat Ridgeland by 14. JP2, a 4-point win over Wilson Hall. Thomas Hayward blew out Holy Trinity. HHCA beat Trinity Collegiate. That's a nice win for their boys. Dorchester Academy. Oh, yeah, we don't really cover them. But Pinewood Prep First Baptist. Yeah, I don't know how those got in there. But
I put him in.
Oh, okay.
I
Gotcha.
saw him and put him in.
So there you go. But no, what a game at the Nest. It was Hilton Head was in command of that for a lot of the night, right?
Yeah.
They were in the
They
driver's
really
seat,
were.
and it looked like they couldn't make a mistake out there, especially on the offensive side. They were getting buckets at will. I mean, you look at how things changed after that second half. I thought the Seahawks just got a little too careless at time. They couldn't consistently hit the shots that they were seeing early on, and then Bluffton was able to knock down some threes, and that kind of changed things very quickly. Although Bluffton did kind of start coming back at the end of the first half. Hilton had brought it to around it was around a 10 or 12-point game was, I believe, their biggest lead.
Yep.
Brenishevsky was tremendous, and he was a big spark plug early. And you saw guys like Trey Lewis and Jeremiah Walters, who then they kind of went cold into the start of the second half, and Bluffton was able to make some adjustments and get some good buckets from other guys. Luke Karen and Isaiah Gadsden showing up, and then you look at Malcolm Gordon, who was such a consistent producer who was really able to help them get timely buckets, stay in the game. And then you got to some big time contributions from Harry Skinner in the end of the first half. He hit a couple of threes, but then it was Ethan Foster who got them back in it and then put them ahead at one point in that fourth quarter. Once Bluffton got hot from the 3-point line, that was the difference in this game, where they were able to shoot themselves back into it, shoot themselves up ahead. Now they did make a couple of errors, and Hilton Head was able to get a lead back, but Bluffton was able to find enough to just hang in there and make Hilton Head earn the opportunity to tie it up late. And what a tremendous game in losing effort from Tajay Wright. He continues to be an absolute star.
He was outstanding.
Yeah,
I was so impressed with him.
But Hilton Head, they just weren't able to get enough big time stops defensively. I mean, you look at Shane Brown, the way they play, consistently strong defense, but Bluffton, was able to hit the shots when it mattered in that second half, and of course, none bigger than the game-winning three, which just ridiculous. I mean, once again, the legend of Harry Skinner rose to another level after what we saw. Can we pull it up, Justin? If you,
I'm trying to get it to. It's not transferring over.
It was a three-pointer from the right side, but it was kind of a scramble there. They're trying to at least get a shot. It looked at one point on that possession after Tajay scored a couple of seconds to tie it on a floater. It didn't look like Bluffton was even get a shot off. They're eventually somehow able to get to Harry Skinner, and he put up a decently long three. And man, he's a special guy, special player, and that's all you got to say. I mean, those are, you win games when you have special players who make special plays like that, and that is one that is one that we're going to be talking about for a long time.
Looked like it was going to be a turnover right there, but then it somehow kicks to him in the corner, and then
and then the three. just
I like
Bucks
this.
don't
I like
have
this guy
good
with the
stuff.
folding chair. What are we doing here? He's got a folding chair. That's my favorite part. He's got a folding chair. He sits it down. He slaps it. Reminded me of Brady Satcha. It wasn't Brady, but it seemed like
I wish
something
Brady
Brady
was
would
at
have
that
done.
game. He would have went crazy if he was there. When,
That's definitely something Brady would have done.
yeah. By the way, yeah, great student section, but that shot from Harry Skinner, it wasn't too far away from the same spot where Michael Julian hit a game winner many years ago to beat Bluffton. I gotta say around 2012 or 2013, but it was a two that Julian hit, but it was very close to that same spot.
Look at how pumped up Coach was, though. He was.
I
Pumped up.
I have never seen him that excited.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
He's usually a pretty low key guy.
Because I've been covering him ever since he got here.
He was saying night to the Hilton Head student section. He
was definitely fired up. And as I said before, even Sam was telling me, because she was with me, she was telling me how exciting it was there at the end. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's an electric environment.
It's like a USCB game every single time.
It was like a postseason game with all the hype.
Yeah.
And the regular season.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great atmosphere over at the Nest. And
then,
I mean, I just think in general we've had some tremendous just atmospheres and turnouts at that Bluffton May River game, and then the one here brought a good crowd out with them on the road, and that's always cool to see. But man, that's just that win tells me a lot about Bluffton. I mean, they the best teams find a way to win games like that, especially when things weren't going well in the first half, and they had to fight it for a bit to really get that offense flowing. And there were some times where they were a little lost on defense, but man, credit to Coach Gabriel, credit to Harry Skinner who made a couple of big time shots. But don't forget, once again, the play of Luke Karen or of Ethan Foster. Or Luke Karen
came to play too.
But Ethan Foster's the guy who really was, because he didn't score a point in that first half, but I don't think Bluff would have won that game if he didn't get hot in that fourth quarter. So
I think we would consider Ethan Foster as most improved player this season. I really do believe that, and it's because of how he stepped up since obviously Cornell Warren and Aiden McCarthy has stepped away. He has stepped up as a player, and he's really shown it. So, for me, when we get to the end of the season, he's in, for me, that conversation of who is a player I think in terms of basketball this season that improved the most. And the first person that comes to mind for me right now is Ethan Foster and how he has played over the last month or so, and what he has shown that he can be as a player on the floor.
So I think it's a team that has that ability to win those big time games, especially when it gets to those last few minutes. I mean, they've had a couple of games where they've blown teams out, but credit to Harry Skinner and just credit to, as you mentioned, Foster, Luke Karen. Malcolm Gordon has been such an important component of that team, but I think that Ethan Foster was someone that certainly we did not see coming as someone who was going to have that big of a role. But that's what it's those opportunities to step up when you see guys that you thought were going to be big parts of this team. It's no longer there, and I think Bluffton is going to have an opportunity to make some noise once we go down the stretch here into the playoffs. But they don't have. I don't know if the depth will be enough in terms of the just the consistent talent that other teams have.
I think matchups are going to be a big deal too.
Yeah.
We'll see how things shake out. There's one thing about Luke that I want to address because I've heard it both ways, and in watching them as much as I watched them, I think it was at the Holiday Classic, I actually ran into his mom. There's an S at the end of his last name.
Yep. Karen's.
It's Karen's.
Yep.
I've got a lot of.
I think I saw it.
His dad's a PGA Tour caddy.
Yeah. Speaking of Harry Skinner, I saw. I think it was on his story feed on Instagram. I believe he got his first college offer at some point, either yesterday or today. I don't remember what the school was, but I did see it come across my my social media feed at some point today, on his Instagram account, but I don't remember what the school was called.
I got you. I'm looking it up.
Take a look at it. Yeah, that was as fired up and excited as I've ever seen Harry Skinner. He was.
Yeah, I have never. I mean, when they beat Prep when he was at Hilton Head Christian, that's the only other time I've seen him that fired up. Was when they beat Prep his freshman year. Yeah, his freshman year.
He was loving life.
Yeah.
After that one, I don't see anything about an offer.
I'll see if I can find
I mean,
it.
he's really has raised the play of a Foster or a Karen. I think that giving them open opportunities for some good looks at 3-point attempts has been helpful. And when you have a guy like Malcolm Gordon who can be effective in what he is, so they have a good core, and they've been able to step up when they have needed to defensively in a couple of these games. And that the win over May River, the win over Hilton Head stands out, of course, now getting 2 over the Seahawks, and in this one, and it's not easy to win one on Hilton Head. There's a tremendous fan base and excellent atmosphere that we always see in those games in the Nest, but just a ton of credit to Coach Gabriel and how he's able to get the most out of who he has. It seems like these last few years, he's really risen the play collectively of these guys. And of course, you need someone like Harry Skinner to be that guy who steps up when they need someone to be that leader, to be that big time shot maker. It's a fun. They've had some tremendous athletes last few years. When you look at Linder a few years back, and then Carnell, and but this year, you're starting to see some guys that you didn't think would be those important players, and obviously you knew that Harry was going to be such a big factor, and good for him. I mean, what a great moment to see him at a shot like that, because he's hit a couple of big wins. I remember in the state championship game, it was a loss in that Christian only prep game. I think twice that year he hit some insanely long range buzzer beaters. So it wasn't the first time we've seen him hit one at the buzzer in a big time game. But man, he has certainly had some insane moments both at Hilton Head Christian Academy and at Bluffton.
It's about stepping up when the moment is there for you. And we all have been in situations where we've been like the second tier in whatever we've been doing, and then we have a chance to shine. And guys like Harry Skinner and Ethan Foster and Luke Cairns have been stepping up. Malcolm Gordon, they've really been stepping up and doing yeoman's work for this team without question. We see that so much wherever we're at with all of these teams. And again, it's just to show that the kids really want to.
On top of this, I didn't mention that I think Gadsden fouled out at some point in that second half, and he was important at times in terms of.
That's interesting.
Yep. So I mean, Cordell Holly played a couple of minutes. You saw.
He was really.
I mean, do you think Hilton Head would have had the edge if it went to overtime?
Oh, I don't know. I would have.
I mean, you're at home and Gadsden's fouled out.
I probably would have said if because Hilton had that game time floater.
I would have given the edge.
If Bluffton wasn't able to hit that shot, I would have given the edge to Hilton Head at overtime. I think mentioned was swinging back to the Seahawks.
I think with the momentum Bluffton was bringing towards that end of the game, even if Harry didn't make that shot, I would have put my bets on Bluffton in overtime, because I just think the momentum they were carrying late in that fourth quarter, I think they would have been able to carry it over into overtime. I still think it would have come down to the wire if it went to overtime between those two.
So what?
It could have gone either way.
The game. Now I will say that he will be certainly thinking about the 2 free throws that he missed late. Actually, Hilton missed a couple of free throws when they had a chance to inch closer, and maybe if they hit those shots, it wouldn't have come down, or they would have had an opportunity to win it instead of having to tie it and then Harry hitting that shot. So, I guess for Hilton Head, It comes down to the free throw line. You got to find a way to hit those shots. But Ranishevsky had a tremendous game, and he, just like the electric football player he is, his athleticism has really shined on the court. And then Wright has been that go-to guy when they've needed a bucket. He's been so fun to watch, and I think this Hilton Head team is right there. I mean, they showed that they can hang with Bluffton. May River is going to be. That's going to really tell me a lot about where Hilton Head will be, depending on what happens in that May River game. Because I think this Seahawk team, with the intensity that they play with, and with the great coaching of Shane Brown, if everything can come together, they were able to play a consistent 4 quarters of basketball. I think the Seahawks have a great chance to bounce back and get a win for May River. But man, that's going to be a tremendous game. At the tank this week with our guy Marcus Walsh on the call. But that will tell me a lot about what the Hilton Head team is.
It's a Hilton Head.
For me, looking at these standings, it's just crazy for me to see May River sitting tied for second right now with a 4-3 record. I know this region's always very competitive, but
you have to look at the schedule and who they play. But once again, their schedule in before region play.
No, I don't disagree with you on that.
Schedule. It was a soft schedule, and I mean it's.
I'm excited.
It kind of felt like
Tuesday.
I mean, it kind of felt like it was possible to happen that they would fall off. At some, not fall off, but just drop a few.
For me, it was
they lost to Hilton Head back. That was their first loss, I believe.
Right.
They lost to the Seahawk team, which, as you said, yes, will be at the Nest on Tuesday. Which
but I mean, I didn't expect them to have 3 losses at this point, especially when I was watching them play Bluffton in that Battery Creek Classic game, which they won, in overtime. I just thought, man, if May River can hang like this with Bluffton, which I know Bluffton's a good team, I think they can be able to manage and be in a face off with Bluffton for that first spot, but it just hasn't been that. So it's just, it's unusual. Yes, they had a soft non-conference schedule. That's obvious. But, I just didn't expect them to have 3 losses at this point.
Yeah. I mean, when they start 16-0, you don't expect them to lose.
You don't see it coming, especially when they had that win against Bluffton. I just did not see them losing 3 games in this region, especially not one to Buford.
Yeah, they were starting to look like the real deal, and then they had a couple of off nights, and then barely got away with one last night against
Bishop England.
Yep. But Battery Creek is looking good. Look at this, boys.
They're
tied
for
first place with Oceanside. They split the season series with Oceanside.
Look at that Oceanside record. That's insane.
Yeah, but they've played a ridiculous schedule.
Yeah.
I know.
Like an outrageously good schedule. But we can check out the highlights from this one, courtesy of Buford's Own, and we'll get a little
talk about a good team finding a way to get a win. I mean, seriously.
8. Vying for that first place spot.
There we go. It was hype in there. They had the band going. Cheerleaders from both schools were really bringing it on.
Something about the Battery teams. That those environments are so fun every time. Those just the fans and cheerleaders, they get into it. They love.
They were letting them play. It was a street fight for a while. You're going to see some plays where guys just get knocked to the. I mean, like there.
In this region, most of these games are going to be street fights, especially against North Charleston and Orangeburg. Like they are going to be street fights no matter what.
Super physical game, and it seemed like it was getting away from Battery Creek a couple of times, where it just felt like OW was so physical and so big, but the Dolphins just kept fighting back, just kept scrapping, and really played well on defense. I mean,
if I'm not mistaken, through region play, that would make Battery Creek, if I'm not mistaken, undefeated at home through region play this year. So far.
Yeah, well, they only have 1 loss, and that was at Oceanside. So.
Yeah.
in region play.
Their remaining schedule is not easy though, because they'd have to go on the road to North Charleston. Or no, did they already do? No, they didn't do that yet. So they'd be on
they
the
had
road
North
to North-
Charleston at home, so they'll go to North
Yeah, they're
Charleston, to
at North
OW.
Charleston.
But I
Yeah,
think
so
they
their
have
remaining schedule would be
Hannah
at
home?
North Charleston, at OW, and at home against Hannah, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, at OW
tough
is
road.
the toughest challenge there. That's going to be brutal.
Yeah,
But that North Charleston game was a dogfight too. So
it was.
But man, they're looking good. They got some
Yeah.
dogs on that team. They were not afraid of the moment at all. It was intense, but they didn't back down. Let me see here. Who are my dogs? Tyree Smith. Tyree Smith was incredible.
Yeah.
Grayson Tracewell is a huge pickup for them. 6'6" kid. With him and Cox, they got some serious bigs. And yeah, they were impressive last night, man.
Dang. Yeah, that OW team has got some size on them, don't they?
Yes, they
Definitely
do.
great to see some good stuff happening for Battery Creek.
Oh,
Certainly talking about what they've done with their football program the last couple of years and whatnot, not being able to quite get over the hump. Great stuff out of their basketball team.
Yep.
Oh
But
yeah,
on forward to see
Brown-
what CJ
Brown
Brown.
is middle program, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's seen it for the long haul, and now it's starting to find some momentum, a big time momentum, as they are inching
I'm
close.
trying to think how many seniors do they have on this team?
I'll tell you in just a second. I got the roster pulled up here. Grayson Tracewell, Ethan Cox, so both the big
Yeah.
guys. Isaac Smalls and Tyshawn Simmons. So they return a lot. Jamar Kirkland, Tywan Simmons, Tyree Smith, Michael Williams, Jeremiah Washington, Jeremiah Rivers, Zion Doe, Devin Powers, Trayvon Seymour, Michael Cohen. So yeah, they're going to be good again next year, you would think.
Is
And I'm sure they
Isaac
have something
Smalls.
coming up. Yeah.
Is that the kid that came from from Beaufort?
Buford? Yeah.
Is that the same kid? Okay, I didn't realize it transferred.
Yeah, he played football for them in the fall, and now he is he's one of the rare breeds who is playing basketball and wrestling.
Wow.
Wow,
Really?
On both teams. Yes. Don't see a lot of
Kudos
those.
to him.
Now that I mention it, I didn't call his name during football season, and that'd be the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on the double winner sport grind. Very nice.
Well, you would have
Respect
called his name because didn't we not cover
Well,
the Buford Valley Creek?
I'm thinking of in terms of on the side of Beaufort.
Oh yeah, true.
that. Yep.
Yeah, he might have been injured for that game though. I think he was banged up a couple of
I
times.
bet.
They
Yeah,
had
I
a few,
don't
they had a
remember
few
calling
kids
it
injured
wrong.
for that game. They had a few kids injured for that one.
Yeah.
Felt bad for that football team, but anyway, that's in the
This is
past.
where, look at that.
God, what a move!
Yeah, this is
And you're
I
down
mean,
by
they were down
4 minutes to go.
4 minutes left, and you felt like it was getting late, but Tyree Smith,
Well, way to follow your
he
shot.
really played well. Yep, got
Good
his
second
second one.
chance
You can see
bucket.
me crouching down back there, getting hype. I was actually kind of getting hype when they went on that little run.
He
Went
kind
on
of felt it was
basically like
coming.
a 10-0 run here, I think.
Oh, nice little free
There's
throw line.
another
That's a
one.
shot.
Should have told the ref to get out of your way, man. He was standing
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
in
he
front
was-
of you the entire
He was
time.
in my way a lot.
Huh.
I was having to go around him.
Move, ref!
Oh, beautiful.
God, good move,
Uh,
And
good
take
play.
the run here. The
yeah, they
Dolphins.
went on a nice run. Defense really stepped up. Another weak side
Ooh,
rebound.
offensive board.
Oh, this is the one. Look at that guy. That man was he got sent to the ground, no call. I mean,
Can I
just
tell you-
tackled.
Can I tell you right now? Watching this, Javon was hyped.
Yeah, he
for
was.
this one, man.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
yeah,
So
he
he's an
was.
alum.
Oh,
He's an alum, man.
yeah, I know. He was.
And
And
wow.
I mean,
Really
the
himself.
energy in the building was
Yeah.
palpable. It was
Yeah,
It was
Oh, yeah.
intense in there. Manic.
yeah. It's packed in there. That's for sure.
It was.
Yeah, that pass there scared me because I was just like, this should
Yeah,
be
they
interesting.
were doing some silly stuff because
Yeah.
everybody was just kind of freaking out at
Yeah.
the end. It was manic. But oh,
Not a manic
what a
Monday,
swat.
but a manic Friday.
What a
That block was
swat.
so
That was
good.
nasty.
That block was
Nasty.
so good.
I have a different angle of it too. I'll pull up my Instagram video.
That block was so. I was watching as
It
that
was
happened. I was
nasty.
like, God, that was a nasty block, man. It
It
was
was
so
nasty.
good.
And then they're gonna get Tyrese to the line. He makes a couple, or makes one,
He
or
made
two.
one,
Missed the
and then I
first
was
one,
like,
made
uh-oh.
the second one. So it was a 3-point game, despite the scoreboard. You know. Oh no, that's what they had one to give. So they only had like one foul when it got to like the last minute, and they started
That's
needing to foul.
insane. Yeah.
So they had like 4 fouls to give. They had to foul several times before they could put them on the line, which
Yeah.
allowed Battery Creek to run off a bunch more clock.
It's crazy to
played
think
people
that's a
away a few times.
situation you don't want to be in. Is where
And
you
they
don't
were
have
letting
enough
them
fouls.
get in a street fight, so they had to knock the crap out of them to get them to call a foul. I mean, like
Yeah.
they were trying to foul them and couldn't get a foul call. So
God,
it got
what a
a
game.
little wild down the stretch.
Tremendous win.
What a game. It
Tremendous
was so
win there
good.
for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Number
it was-
9 versus number 8 in 3A basketball.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Per-
yeah. Number 8.
I'm excited. It looks like they're on a good. They have a good opportunity to get a home playoff game, or at least one, maybe more. And those are going to be so fun.
I mean, if they
Right.
keep playing like this, if they keep playing good basketball, I see them definitely. They're definitely going to get a home playoff game, but it's obviously how many are you going to get?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
My view of things. Had the band going. Here's the play where they knocked this guy. Look at this guy. Oh
Yeah.
man, he bounced off the ground. No call.
The funny thing is,
was
obviously
violent.
we had Coach Brown on the show.
We did.
Talking with him, we were like, how cool would it be if you win the region? And I don't even think it really crossed his mind at that point, like thinking, especially with how tough the region was, that they're sitting in a position where if Oceanside loses at least a game and
Coach.
Battery Creek
Yeah,
wins
I
out,
think
they
that would
might win
be
the region.
Just
like
one incredible accomplishment if they're able to do that, especially the Oceanside.
Yeah.
There's some good teams in that region. They're able to win that region. Man, that's enormous.
Watch this coach here. Watch this coach.
We
Look
have
at
said
him. Look
before.
at him. Get your hands off of me.
I mean, we have said before over the last couple seasons, this region's been one of the toughest regions in 3A
Here's the
basketball.
block.
Right.
Oh no, that's not it. The block's coming though.
I mean, what a great chance to say goodbye to Oceans. I mean, because you're not going to be in the same classification anymore.
Oh,
Nice way to say, hey.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh, so
No,
such
but like,
a nasty
I'll
block.
tell you what. I mean, this is just phenomenal. The run that they're on, and I just really feel happy for CJ Brown and those upperclassmen who have really wanted this opportunity. 43-41, and they're able to hold on and get it done. That is
Yeah, I mean they
great stuff
did a
over
really
there
good
for
job.
Battery Creek. Just so much 43-41. Oh yeah,
44
so
is the
much-
final.
Okay, 44 is the final. Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, kudos to Coach Brown for what he's done to put this program not just on the rise, as they say in Creek. They're flying high now. It's fun to
doubt.
see.
So yeah, he misses the first,
Yeah,
but then he makes the second. There was a collective holding of the breath when the 3-pointer went up at the buzzer, though. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, that made a 3-point game. That was huge. Not a lot of time left.
one possession game. 5.
when they got down the court, I was like, oh my god, please don't let
I
them
know
do
they
it.
got a
Good
decent
job
look at
defending
it,
the perimeter.
but not even close.
Yeah,
It was going
from
high.
the
I like
angle
this.
From the angle
It was
Javon
good.
had, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna go in. It's gonna go in.
Jack.
And then it just missed completely. I was like,
Come back.
oh yeah.
Indeed, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack.
The thing I hate to say most for Battery Creek's case is, like I said, they have a really tough road ahead, though. 2 really tough road games at North Charleston and, of course, at OW. It's going to be those are going to be really 2 tough games. And, of course, they got a home game against Hanahan for their final 3 games of the year. So, I mean, like, before playoffs begin. So, it's just – if they can get at least – well, if they can win out, that'd be fantastic. And, I mean, there's definitely a possibility there that they can. It's just, those are always some really tough places, especially Orangeburg is always a difficult place to play. because that that crowd can get real rowdy real quick. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be hype. It'll be hype, no doubt. How about Hilton Head Prep girls, boys? 40-34 over Patrick Henry on Thursday. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5.
And
they got a little
they're playing good
something.
basketball. They're playing some good basketball, man.
The new head coach, I believe.
They are definitely stepping up. I was really impressed with what I saw out of them in the second half of the Bluffton game that I did a few weeks ago. They've got definitely some moxie on that team. Just putting it all together in this new era without Courtney Campbell, but I mean they do have her dad. So
how about Kate Pagan, an 8th grader, 19 points?
Oh, she's tremendous. I was so impressed with her.
They have a couple of 8th graders who were putting up
they got a young core. They got a young core that's going to be really good in the next couple seasons.
A couple seniors, Aaron Cleary, Merritt Richards.
Guys too. Aaron Clary, without question.
Yep, but how about the performance for an 8th grader, Kate Pagan, 19 points against Patriots.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, she's a real one. She was in the gym all summer, and whenever we were doing the one loco stuff, she was over there getting work in. Sweet kid,
other Hilton Head Prep news.
That's where you see that work pay off.
Yeah, I saw some other prep news today for obviously the upcoming spring season. Obviously, Lucas O'Grady, the head coach of the boys team for soccer, he had posted on his social media that in the preseason rankings, the Hilton Head Prep boys who were not ranked at all last season, in Skiza, come into Skiza 2A this year, ranked 2nd in the state. So that's very interesting.
Behind BA, I think, right?
Yeah.
It was like a couple of years ago that team didn't win a game, and now they're
I know, right? I mean, seriously, that he turned that program around in one season, and he is you're gonna have to really fight against that prep team. Spring season.
There's always 3.
Salute.
At least.
The snow's getting to you, man.
Yeah.
That's always
getting
something.
To all of us.
Yeah. Always something with me. But so wrestling playoffs postponed until further notice.
I saw that.
Because basically what they said was they were trying to do them all on Friday instead of Saturday. But the deal was if we can't get them all done on Friday, then we're not going to do any of them on Friday. We're going to wait until we can do them all the same day. Because you didn't want somebody to end up with like 4 days in a row where they had to wrestle, and other people had time off, so it wouldn't have been fair.
Right.
So it sounds like we'll have to wait till the whole state's clear as far as being able to travel, and then we'll be able to do a. I hope they don't end up shaving rounds off of this thing.
I did see the seedings, so very exciting. Obviously, May River, that 1 seed in the 4A.
Yeah.
Saw that 1A and 2A combined for playoffs this year.
It's been like that for several years now until we get enough 1As. But the realignment next year should get us.
We'll fix that issue, but still it would be just as difficult with how many teams are going to be in 1A. So
it'll be nearly as difficult. Like Edisto will still be there. There'll be a few that get siphoned off.
Hardyville got what was it? What was their seed?
Well, the 14. I think we were really supposed to be the 13, but somebody stuck up for us and said, "Hey, don't make them go all the way to Buford. That's like a 3.5-hour trip. Just send them to Bamberg instead." So we said, "Deal." So it's all good. We got a mountain to climb. We'd have to beat Bamberg after they just beat us on Monday, but it's not out of the question. May River's past weird. They got Bishop England first, and then they could have Buford in the second round potentially, and then they could potentially have Bluffton in the third round.
It's possible.
I think all the 4A teams that made it in from our region all got top 10 seeds. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken.
May River the 1, Buford the 8, Bluffton the 5, and Hilton Head the 7.
Yeah.
But I don't see any real threats to May River there.
May River until they've probably faced Travelers Rest. I think that's the one team. Other than that,
agree. I don't think anybody else is going to give them any trouble. So it looks like they may be going back to the state championship. 3A Battery Creek should have a
they
pretty
do.
good.
I don't know what it
path.
is though.
They're the 2 seed. I know.
Yeah, that's
there we
right.
go. Where are they on here? Region 6, number 2. Okay, so they'd have a bye in the first round. Oh, and then they'll have Ainer. That's a tough one.
Ooh,
Ainer's tough. But that'll be a good match.
still 2 seeds really good for Battery Creek.
Yeah, I mean 2 in their region. They lost to Hanahan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're the 6th seed overall.
Overall, yeah.
And then the 2A, 1A, Bridges Preps the 8. They have Woodland, and then they'd have to beat Timberland in the second round.
Oof.
We're the 14. We got Bamberg, and then we'd have to beat either Sherraw or Manning, most likely Sherraw.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's one of those things where we've drawn up a scenario where it's nothing unbelievable has to happen and we win,
Right.
but it requires like everything to fall our way. We have to win all
Correct.
those home matches. We have to win by
Yeah.
pins and lose by decisions, things like that. But it's conceivable if everything fell our way. So we'll go fight and see what happens, and then we'll get ready for the individuals coming up in a couple of weeks. So
It's gonna be a crazy, like I said, crazy couple of weeks. Just the wrapping up of winter sports and then full fledged in spring sports. So it'll be fun.
Yep. And then the Sand Sharks were supposed to play, but didn't happen
Yeah.
Saturday. Didn't happen. Not going to happen tomorrow. Now scheduled for Monday, 5:30, 7:30.
I was kind of hoping they'd keep that Sunday game going.
I was into the 3 and 5 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Very
man.
much, especially since it's the Sunday with no football. The one before.
Right.
Correct. Exactly.
But you
That's
do
exactly right. Like, what else am I going to do with my day tomorrow?
Right.
you can watch Alabama and Florida, which I'll get into in my parting thought. One of
All right.
There you go. Yeah, I was hoping to catch some and what would have been a matchup that would determine first place, and or at least USC would have a chance to move into first place for the tie. But we'll have it on Monday, and I hope that we'll still be able to have the Best Buddies game. If not on Monday, then another day, because that was really what I was looking for.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I would like to see it because I'll probably not be working on Monday the way it's going, so I'll be there 100%.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 home games in the week, I believe, for
You
USC.
think we're going to stay shut down? There's not even
Men's and
anything on the
women's.
roads.
It's whether it depends how cold it
What's
gets.
the
If
ice
there
and
ends
the
up being ice on the road.
You're right.
Yeah.
The bridges can freeze. The bridges.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're
forget about
scheduled
the
to
bridges.
play Lander on Monday, Georgia College on Wednesday, and then Middle Georgia State on Saturday.
That's
Yeah.
that Lander game should be real fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
And if you're into cardiac arrests, it will also be fun for
Oh,
you
you
to
know
watch.
it's going to come down. I think it's a good chance that somehow that game will come down to
I'm
the
still
very.
thinking about that thing that Wes brought up in our last show.
Oh yeah.
I cannot believe that. I mean, that was just. It was not going USCB's way for a while in those last 8 minutes, or at least heading into those last couple of minutes.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Evan Tillman
Felt like it was
used to-
slipping away. Yeah.
Yep,
And
that
here
was,
they
You
come.
know what I should have said in that moment in our last show? We should have said clip that.
Oh,
we should have done that.
I can still clip it. I just to go.
Yeah,
into
we
the-
can still clip
Oh yeah,
it.
we can
It just
definitely
won't
clip it.
automatically
We will
do it.
clip it.
The
Definitely.
automatic thing doesn't work so great anyway.
I've tried it. It's not. Yeah.
AI
It's things to
AI leaves a
improve.
lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not very intelligent sometimes.
Anyway.
But don't tell it I said that, because it's probably going to turn
Right.
against us and try to kill us. So
Come back to get you.
all right, boys.
It's like the rhythm.
shout out- yeah, the rhythm. It's going to get you. Shout out to Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We're currently making plans for Tuesday night, but we'll have to see how the reschedules go to make sure. But stay tuned on the Loco Media Network for Under the Bus, presented by Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. We also got Twenge and Twombly, our personal injury attorneys from Beaufort. With the rare name, they provide remarkable service at Twenge and Twombly. HHI Windows and Doors is improving your view of the Loco. That's our old friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep. He's hung up his whistle and he's focused on a new kind of screens at HHI Windows and Doors. And Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind, always doing cool stuff. Today, they opened it up, open mat for any high school wrestler was invited to come over for $5 and take part, whether they were a member or not. Members, of course, can go for free. And then tomorrow, Sunday, they'll have 11 to 12:30 open mat as well. It's $15 for non-members. They do that kind of thing all the time. Every time there's snow and the schools say you can't do anything, you can't come to the building, Reverence opens its doors to all high school wrestlers to make sure that they can get their training in. So gotta love it, Reverence Wrestling Club. And then Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. That brings us to our parting thoughts. Marcus Walsh, you're up first, buddy.
I said I had a couple for you. I'll start off Loco side of it. I want to give thanks to you, Wes, because you mentioned something at the top about I can't exactly remember what it was, and that made me think between Hilton Head and May River, and that made me think I have to get series scoring for these two teams, Hilton Head and May River, heading into my matchup that I'm doing with girls and guys on Tuesday. It's tight, boys. The Hilton Head girls lead all time 9-8 according to Max Preps. And despite that, they trail 36-35 on average in scoring. Interesting. That kind of makes you think of like when a team in baseball is leading 1-0, but they're being out hit, 8-5. Yeah. And then on the guys' side, Hilton Head trails 10-8, and they're being outscored 52.4 points per game to 48.6 points per game. So much like we've seen and much like I've seen with some of these other matchups, it is definitely tight. And I look forward to seeing a lot of great play. Certainly, Elizabeth Duncan has been a stalwart for May River yet again. I look forward to seeing her. Jordan Green can knock down a bunch of shots. And then certainly on the side of the guys' game, I mean, you've got a bunch of guys that are doing yeoman's work. Duran Major has been tremendous. Luke Albright's been tremendous. I really like what Luke Tran can provide, certainly. But KJ Ford, he's the straw that stirs the drink, in my opinion, for that guys' team. We talked so much about what Hilton Head can do. May River's going to give them a test, both on the guys and girls side. I'm really looking forward to this, to finalize our regular season schedule, and you'll be able to see them all the way through the madness of March. So you get to hear Kevin and I and a bunch of other guests. We're going to have your buddy and mine, JJ, as well as Joe Keith's buddy, Nick DeSimone, on in the second quarter of the guys' game. I was on his podcast, I don't know, about 6 weeks or so ago, and I've been wanting to get him on, a long form that I'm doing, and thought this would be the time to do it. So we're going to get him on to talk to the Indulgent Islander and more. And then I mentioned the Alabama-Florida game tomorrow, a top 25 matchup between 19 and 23, I think it is. Dickie V's back in business, baby! He's on the call for the first time in 2026. He was supposed to be at the Duke Virginia Tech game today, but I believe because of the snow and whatnot, figure, he can hop on a bus and ride a couple hours in to Gainesville from Sarasota, get him a little bit warmer weather, certainly, in Gainesville. So that's one main reason that I'm going to be watching that game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Carl Ravitch, and Jimmy Dykes and Alyssa Lang on the call on ABC.
Awesome, baby. I cannot do a good Dickie V.
Awesome, baby. Wake up away. All right. Max Araj, what do you got, buddy?
I got a couple. First, out of the NBA this morning, I'm sure some of you have seen. Quite interesting event took place this morning. NBA forward for the Philadelphia 76ers, Paul George, has been suspended for 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug policy. Very shocking coming out of Philadelphia this morning, and at a very critical time in the season where you're in the middle stretch of the season.
You're in the heading to the home stretch.
76ers, that is a huge loss to their team for the next 25 games.
So that'll probably be the good majority of the rest of the regular season games, because they're probably like 50 of 82 games, so they're getting close to.
They are, you're in a serious situation now if you're Philadelphia, and of course you're right at the trade deadline. So now, Philadelphia may make a decision on whether or not to pick someone up during the trade deadline to fill in for Paul George while he is away for the next 25 games. But yeah, that was very shocking to see come across my phone this morning, because I quite admire Paul George. I've really liked watching him over the years. Very good basketball player. So very shocking this morning. And then, of course, because we had nothing better to do today, what did I watch? The WWE Royal Rumble this afternoon out in Saudi Arabia. Congratulations to Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns for winning the Royal Rumbles, and happy retirement to AJ Styles as he had his retirement match tonight at the Royal Rumble in, of course, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So thought I'd give some WWE news because we never ever do that on this show, and I quite like the WWE.
Well, yeah, it's fine, but it's not a sport because the outcome is predetermined. So
sports entertainment, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not a big WWE person, but
UFC's happening right now too on
It is
Paramount Plus.
happening.
No longer do you have to do pay-per-view for the main card.
Really?
You get it on Paramount Plus now. So
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
What? You don't like it? You'd rather pay $40?
I'd rather have it on ESPN because I have ESPN
Well,
Plus.
But they never showed the main cards. The main cards you had to pay extra for. All you got on ESPN Plus was the undercard, the prelims.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now it's all there's no more pay-per-view. It's all on Paramount Plus. So
yeah.
If you know somebody with Paramount Plus,
that's not a bad thing.
UFC.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I see your point. I see your point.
It's a good deal. It's $8.99 a month instead of every month they have.
It's not bad at all.
Twice a month they have pay-per-views, and it's like $40.
Well, shoot, might as well.
Yeah,
might as well pick up some Paramount Plus.
And you can watch Landman only on Paramount Plus.
There you go.
Wes, what do you got, buddy?
So we are getting ready to start. Well, we were going to start this weekend, but baseball they got snowed out. They didn't get rained out. They got snowed out, I guess. But weather not letting the Sand Sharks start their season, but they will most likely get going on Tuesday, I would think, against Edward Waters. So looking forward to that. But certainly they'll be motivated by what they saw in the 2026 baseball preseason poll, as they were picked to finish 10th out of 11 teams in this Peach Belt Conference, and even Middle Georgia State.
Middle Georgia is in front of them in those preseason.
Yeah. Well, Middle Georgia whooped us last year.
That's true.
Georgia 9, USCB 10.
Could you guess? I'm sure you all could guess who finished last in those.
Yes, I did.
Poor Claflin.
Sorry, Claflin. I hate doing that to you, but it was gonna be blatantly obvious. Unfortunately,
number 1, North Georgia number 2, Lander number 3 in baseball, and then typical poll in terms of what you would expect to see. For the top teams on the baseball, I'm looking seeing. I enjoyed my interview with Coach Lewis. I'm looking forward to seeing what I. There's a couple of new faces I'm really intrigued by from what he was talking about.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with this roster, and the reason I am is because of the veteran experience they have on this team. The veteran presence is definitely there, and they got some players who did really well last year, who I think is probably improved even more so this year. So, I mean, you look at their schedule, obviously they're non-conference, and then they get into conference play real quick.
Yeah, I think Valentine's Day, which is like 2 weekends away, they get right into conference play because with the new team added in.
Do they have another conference game that's not a conference game this year, like they did with Augusta last year, which I found extremely stupid?
I haven't looked through the schedule completely.
I hope that's not the case. I find that ridiculous.
GSW, Augusta, Georgia College, Flagler. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it
Okay.
this year.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
That was
I'm
strange.
okay with that.
That was very strange.
that was strange
Yeah.
how they, but not that this that will not happen. It looks like this
Good.
year all the conference games will be countable conference games. But
Good.
yeah, I mean, I think that's the goal. I think the goal is to find a way to make the conference tournament this year, and because they've been
think-
on the verge the last couple
Yeah.
of
Well,
seasons.
I think that 10th spot in that preseasons is
You
a
gotta finish top
motivation.
8. No. Yeah,
For
all you
them.
gotta do
So,
is finish about 2 other teams and you're in. So I mean, it's definitely doable. But you
Yeah.
win a
Which is
couple, if you win
probably
a couple
just
series
2
early,
more
then
wins.
yeah.
It's probably just 2 more wins in reality.
Yeah.
And as we know, the margins between winning and losing are often
Very
pretty
thin.
narrow.
Thin, yeah.
And they found themselves on the wrong side of a lot of kind of toss-up type games, and you'd hope
I
that
remember one game that you saw. That I think Marcus, you called it. I was ill and I was watching it from home. It went into extras, but I could not believe they. I mean, I think it was against a good team, but they went to extra innings. It went decently long into extras, and those are the games you just if you could get on the winning side of those.
You got to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah,
And
it was
they
the
did-
Georgia game. I think it went to 11 innings.
Yep, that was the one I was thinking. It was a Friday night.
Right.
I was watching it and went to
Yep.
extra innings. And that was one that, man, if they just had won that game,
almost a
how
year
would
ago.
that changed? How would that change had they won
Middle
that
of
game?
March.
Right.
For me, it was so funny watching the beginning of last year because obviously you and I, Wes, we were both watching their first series last year on air as they were taking on North Greenville last year to start off the season. And we saw how that first game went when they went into
I remember
extra
that. Yeah.
With what was during the season one of the top baseball programs in Division II
that
baseball.
whole series they were competitive. That was a good team they were playing.
And you're like, man, if they could keep this going for the entire season, man, they might get something special cooking here. And it just never came to be. And so I'm hoping. Obviously, you would have loved to have seen them play their opening weekend, but it is what it is. But I'm intrigued to see how they play against Edward Waters.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing how they play against Edward Waters, and then they take on Wheeling College, I believe, in the next weekend, which looks like we will be able to absolutely play those games. Looking forward to finally getting to a weekend series. Starting next weekend, 3 games at home against
breaking news. More snow next weekend, guys.
No, I've had enough. one snow is good enough.
Just playing.
Yeah. But and then softball. I was going to talk about softball as well. Softball finished 8th out of 10, which I think is a little low. I feel like
I think it's a little low as well. I agree with you on that. I am shocked that they put him there. I mean, especially with the season they had last year. I know you lose Sierra Kinlaw, and that's obviously that's a huge loss to have on the pitching side of things when you lose Kinlaw, who was fantastic, especially the last couple seasons that she had with USCB. She was really the foundation for that pitching staff to grow, and really the cornerstone of that pitching staff. So it's a huge loss going into the season. But you still have regained a lot of players from last year. And, I mean, you didn't really lose much at all from last year's team. Only, what was it, 3 seniors?
You lose a couple, but you still have a decent – and look, I mean, you have some players that stepped up already, like Catherine Conway, 2 for 3 leadoff spot. First game.
Chloe Turner's playing like Chloe Turner.
You got some good outfield. Your outfield's still tremendous with Tamai Whitlock coming back, Simmons. That's a tremendous outfield. Even without Darren Miller, that's still a very good outfield.
Yeah, but you look at what they did last year. I feel like people forget how well they played. Through their conference play last year, and how competitive they were. I think people are forgetting that this team is very young compared to some of the other teams in this conference. And I was kind of shocked to see them start at 8th. But they have their team with experience right now coming into it, so it's good.
Prove them wrong.
Prove them wrong.
Yeah, the good part of your core is back. You have some, you have a new third baseman. You're still trying to kind of get the quarter infield. Although Kaylee Eubanks, we saw her a bit last year, but now having a chance to potentially take on more of a bigger role this year, and you have Cassie Brundage, who delivered a good start. In the circle on the first game on Friday, and then Madison Murphy, I expect a good year from her. She was a good number 2 behind Kinlaw, and I expect her to have a chance to take a step forward this year. So I mean, I think their outfield is still tremendous. Conway, what a debut! She was outstanding. She went 2 for 3, and then I believe 2 for 5 in the next game as well. So that's a nice debut for her, and that's a nice piece to add into the team along with Florida. So you love to see freshmen making an immediate impact, and that's awesome.
Cool. Speaking of D2 Diamond Sports, baseball, North Greenville, they did get their games in because they went down to Houston to the Houston Invite. And Bennett Romer, former May River Shark Bennett Romer, making his season debut for North Greenville. He went 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Not a bad day.
And perfect game. Texas said he had an electric start, going 4 innings on 1 earned run. Held the fastball in the low 90s, topping out at 94, dotting the top of the zone. Showed 2 potent breakers, a hard slider 84-86 for strikes, and a curveball 78-80 with big 11-5 action, getting whiffs. Big mound presence. So Romer continues to develop into a horse.
Just to think, I hate putting, this into terms. I see all these, players we have from our era going to, D1 and D2 schools not named USCB. I hope, obviously we've talked about this 2020 project before and how it would bring new facilities, of course, to the campus and facilities at D2 level, if not more so. And I think, when those are built, we're going to see some of those players from our area, from May River, from Bluffton, potentially playing the next level of, athletics, including baseball and softball right in our local college at USCB.
Amen.
Like I cannot wait for this project to get started.
It's fantastic. I'm really excited for the potential of what they can do, both with the proposed basketball arena that we saw for the first time this summer, last summer, and then the future of
when I hear those players, when I hear players from our area that are playing for other possible D2 schools or even FCS level D1 schools, I just think, man, could you imagine if they were playing, at their school, at the college in their backyard at USCB? And I can't wait for that to become a reality eventually at USCB. And I think it will. I definitely think it will.
Well, and we've had a few, obviously, and have one right now. Zach Talbert's on the roster for baseball.
That's right.
Right now. So Alyssa Rose for softball. So we've had some. They don't totally miss out on the area, but I think part of it is a lot of kids just don't want to go there. Like local kids. I think there's a couple of things at play there. One of them is you just want to get away. You want to get away from home.
Yeah, of course.
And have that experience. But then I think secondarily, a lot of them go back. They knew about USCB years ago when it was something different than it is now.
Right.
And they've kind of got antiquated notions of what it is. Used to be a 2-year school, or maybe their parents do, and they say, no, baby, you want to go somewhere better than that. So I think there's a lot of reasons why absence makes the heart grow fonder, kind of. We're kind of like, it's nothing to us, but then we have kids coming from all over the country who are like, this is their destination school. They want to come to this school so bad. So, I think it's kind of a weird deal when it comes to
it is a weird deal
local kids, but I hope we see more.
I think that can change, because I think the other thing is, and we've talked about this before, is you look at most of the high school facilities we have in this area right now, with obviously we love Richard Gray Sports Complex and what it's meant to USCB over the years, but those fields compared to most of the high school fields in our area are just not up to par, with those high school facilities, and that's another factor.
Let alone other colleges. So
exactly.
it's a big issue, and has been since the start of those programs. Really, I mean, they've been advocating for for a better solution, and especially an on-campus solution for a couple of years now. So when I say a couple of years, I mean like almost a couple of decades. They've been begging for something better for a long time. So hopefully that comes to fruition sooner than later, and I think that would definitely help with recruiting in general, but certainly with recruiting local.
I think
kids.
as of right now, in terms of funding, I think what they're waiting on is Beaver County to fund their part of the project. So, so once that,
and they'll probably have to get some kind of a sales tax initiative approved or something, I would guess, to fund
I would
that.
think so.
I don't know exactly what way they're going with that, but it'll be interesting. But
the
I
sooner
hope
it gets done, the more exciting it will be. You know?
Yeah, because if you have good facilities, then it becomes something that sells itself to your local kids, because they come to the game and they see the facilities and they see themselves play in there.
I mean, with this project, you're also bringing in new sports. If this project comes to fruition,
volleyball to come soon.
Wrestling. You know,
I'm told the next one that's coming is flag football, women's flag football.
Speaking of which, actually, Charleston Southern just announced this past week that they're going to bring a women's flag football team in. I think that's
the future of college sports.
It's now an official sanctioned sport in the NCAA.
Well, it's been a high school sport for years in Georgia. They don't have it in South Carolina.
Yeah, dude, it's huge in Georgia. It is massive in
They don't
Georgia.
have it here, but yeah.
Because when you go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they have all the, high school football team helmets. On that wall, for those of you who've been there before, you have seen all the high school teams from the Georgia High School League up on that wall at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but they have now added all the flag football teams on that wall as well. So like and you see how many flag football teams there are in Georgia. You're like, man, this thing is huge here. It is a big sport there.
Girls flag football in the spring, right?
Yeah. So it'll cut into soccer.
That's the problem for that is that you have softball, lacrosse, and because softball's in the fall in Georgia. So
true.
Yeah,
they really should put it in the fall here, I would think. But then that's a pain because then you can't play.
Right, because I feel like a lot they're definitely it's.
We need to be able to play Georgia schools when we're first starting out, especially until there are more teams over here. But I hope that comes soon to South Carolina. I want to see it filter down.
I do too.
Because everybody knows that the Powder Puff game has always been amazing, and flag football is like the Powder Puff game every week, but you get to practice.
I can tell you at Thomas Hayward, that Powder Puff football is like a religion at Thomas Hayward. I can tell you that when they do it every year, it's huge out there. Like
we had a pretty intense one this year at the Ville. I got to be a referee. It got pretty intense.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Gearhart were the referees for our Powder Puff game.
Wow, there you go.
That's about all I got tonight, boys. It looks like we have a day off tomorrow from sports in the Lowco while we enjoy this snow, but should be able to get around.
Yeah,
and,
but I will be doing my show tomorrow. Talking about all the new NFL coaching hires, because I haven't done a show in a couple weeks. So, of course, the Browns got their head coach. So I'll be talking about that and what I think of that, and a bunch of other stuff, including Loco Sports as well. So.
Very good. And we'll also, I believe, have the One Loco Hoops Happy Hour and the grind tomorrow night, our regular Sunday schedule, since we don't have any football to watch this week. So looking forward to that. We'll see you for those things tomorrow, and then we'll play it by ear whether we need to get back in here on Monday or Tuesday for the Loco Sports.
Probably Tuesday if USC basketball plays Monday.
Right. That it's
we'll
looking
have
that way.
Back on the block too. So
amen.
High school ball back. Yeah.
So thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and thank you, fellas, for riding along. It was a good time. For Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett.
Stay warm.
Until next time, stay warm and go Loco.